All right. So, just so you know what to expect, we start by breathing together 3 times. I will read the intention for you. And the first time you hear the intention, just imagine that this is the new reality. This is the truth. And whatever imagery comes to mind, let it flow into your mind. Just let your mind go crazy and have a ton of fun with it. 3 minutes later, I'll read the intention the second time. That's when you pull that imagery down into your heart, you wrap it with love, you fill it with love, and you feel this deep celebration and delight and wonder and excitement and anticipation that this is the new reality. And you let your mind continue to bring you these incredible visions of what this new reality looks like. 3.5 minutes later, I read it for the last time. And this is when you gently, softly release the intention out into the universe, into everyone else around you, into everyone else you know. It's up to them to receive it. If they are willing to receive it, they will. And you don't have to control that. You just have the opportunity to give it and share it with deep love and appreciation. And then at the end of the 10 minutes, we take just a little bit of time for each of us to describe what our personal experience was like, the imagery that came to mind, the guidance that we received, and it's a really beautiful experience. So have fun with it and just enjoy. Okay, let's breathe together 3 times. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. In love and light, we hold the intention that we all immediately enjoy safe, healing, nourishing weather that supports the earth and all who live here. In love and light, we hold the intention that we are all immediately enjoy safe, healing, nourishing weather that supports the earth and all who live here. In love and light, we hold the intention that we all immediately enjoy safe, healing, nourishing weather that supports the earth and all who live here. We give thanks, and so it is. Wow. I don't know about you guys, but that was really profound. I really felt that. Todd, would you like to unmute and share what your experience was like?
Sure. Since it's a small group, I'm going to keep it brief, or a large group, excuse me. At any rate, um, I just reminded that good weather, I've heard, stems from good emotions towards one another. In Zen and the Art of Saving the Planet, they talk a lot about compassion and what they call active listening, which means that you're listening to the other person. There's no intention to correct them or anything else. It's just listening and breathing as you go. So you're focused, you're present for the person, and a lot of good stuff, I think, happens through that sort of thing. When you're calm, the healing starts. Good intentions towards one another. I think that's probably the key to good weather.
Very cool, Todd. Thank you so much for bringing that in. I got something kind of similar. So very interesting. Robin, what about you? What was your experience like?
Well, first of all, I want to say to Todd, he's becoming a Zen master since I started the group. Is anyone else picking up on this?
Yeah, absolutely.
I love you, Todd. So in the beginning, I just saw lots of lush, beautiful, brilliant emerald green grass and trees and plants. And then Bambi showed up and Thumper, which were my favorite movies when I was a child. And all the animals and the trees were all worked together and loved one another. The ecosystem worked very beautifully with the animals and the plants. And that it was our place then to fit in with that ecosystem. And I feel like this younger generation are sort of getting it now. I feel like all of these crazy weather patterns and stuff, people are looking at it as a sign and that things will change. So I saw the ecosystem that includes us and the plants and the animals and everything, and that it's all beautiful and healing, and that it will start to become that way.
Excellent. That is great. I love that vision, Robin. Thank you so much for bringing that in. Melly,
You're
what
welcome.
about you? What was your experience like? You're muted at the moment, so we will love hearing all about it. So there we go.
Thank you. When we first started to do it, it was raining and there was thunder and lightning. So hopefully the monsoon season is to start in Arizona. And then I had been listening to NPR about some countries where they're really having tremendous heat. And we may think that 105 is hot, but not there when it's still in the teens. And we've had that also. But I envisioned the world and arms surrounding it, and all the places that have extreme temperatures, everything is moderating. So if it's raining too much, it will stop doing that, and be, most people don't want to be moderate, but in weather, we would like it to be. So it's not going to be extreme. There are so many extremes that are happening now that the weather has to moderate. It has to be calm and allow people to be able to do. So if they, excuse me, to plant, if you need to plant.
Mhm.
And I also envisioned, as Robin did, flowers coming up where they should be and plants coming up where they should be. So basically a globe, somebody's arms around it, taking care of it, and let weather be moderate.
That is beautiful. I'm all in. Absolutely. I love that vision. Thank you. Tana, what about you? What was your experience like?
Well, mine started out like a children's cartoon. I saw this cloud with a rainbow and a unicorn, and I was like, okay, where is this going? But then it kind of turned into, then an angel appeared. I couldn't tell who it was. I'm like, is that God? The white bearded version of God, but it was an angel. And then it was like Santa Claus, like they were steering this cloud like Santa's sleigh around the whole world. And it was providing rain where moisture was needed. It was providing shade where shade was needed. And it just traveled the whole entire earth. And then towards the end of it, I thought, I think there are other angels on other clouds doing the whole planet. Because is this one angel taking care of the whole planet? So I think there were many, but it was restoring balance. The glaciers and the icebergs were growing back for the polar bears. There was rain wherever it was needed. There was enough moisture to prevent fires in the dry places. There was warmth where there needs to be warmth. There was relief from every kind of, I like Melly's word, moderation. It was just, everything was even and where the way it should be for where it was, not to an extreme, not detrimental. Because, like I said, I was in Palm Springs last week. We love the hot. It was like 113. We're like, yay, as long as there's air conditioning in a pool, we're good. So, it was good wherever it was for the people who wanted that climate. So yeah, it's just the angel on a cloud
Perfect.
with a unicorn driving all over the planet and
That's
figuring
awesome.
everything out.
Bring in the unicorns, baby. They know a thing or two, those unicorns. They're all over it. That is great. Mena, what about you? What was your experience like?
Well, in the beginning, I saw a giant screen, just like my telephone screen, and the icon of the weather. And whoever pressed the icon had whatever temperature that they wanted. I saw afterwards everybody walking around with umbrellas to shade from the sun and umbrellas because it was raining, and there was a rainbow above everybody. And then this really loud singing in the rain. And then it went into kind of a Broadway show, but having everybody thinking whatever temperature you want, you can press a button and it'll be that'll
Love
be the
that.
temperature.
I love that. Dial up what you want. That's
Yeah.
that's
Get your
great.
brollies for sun or rain.
Thank you so much for bringing that in. You guys have a lot of very playful images, but I love it. It's so perfect. Angela, what about you? What was your experience like?
Yeah, in the first part, I saw like these twister tornado things kind of picking up, and it all moved to places where there's no population, like desert areas and stuff. And so it was just doing what it needed to do there, but it wasn't affecting anyone. In the second part, I didn't really get anything, but in the third part, I just, sorry, everybody here is getting everybody gets what they want, but I saw something much more uniform. It was just a beautiful, lush, there's no rain, but we didn't need rain because the water was just there and coming up the ground, and everything was green and lush and blue sky and not hot and not cold, and just very, when you have the image of the new world, kind of beautiful, perfect
Oh,
vegetation.
great.
Oh, yeah.
That's great. How can it get even better than this? I mean, isn't that what we're after?
Well, I don't know. I think it's nice to be able to choose what you want.
Yeah, no, that's really good. That's really good. Yeah, when you're into skiing, you want the snow, and when right.
I was just
Peggy-
seeing one area maybe, so probably you
Right.
could go somewhere else and have something.
Peggy, would you like to unmute and share what your experience was like?
It began with the golden aspen trees in Colorado fluttering in the wind. And it was constant. There was so much, I couldn't even remember it all. And a lot of it was memories. And I saw gentle streams. I saw waterfalls. I saw flowing rivers. I saw myself as a child enjoying storms because that's what we did. And I saw everyone having that appreciation for weather without any fear. It was absolutely moving. And it seems that the major focus was water, from a rafting trip down the Colorado that went from extreme cold to 115 during the 12 days. And it just blew me away. And I'm thinking, I have no water in my astrology chart. Maybe that's why there's so much focus on water. I don't know. But it was really amazing. And it was wonderful to be able to wish for everyone that they loved and appreciated whatever they were experiencing.
That's so beautiful and it's so important. Thank you. Thank you for that wonderful reminder, Peggy. That's very powerful. Ruth, what about you? Could you unmute and share what your experience was like?
Wow. Well, gosh, mine was similar in some ways. It started out like a cartoon, like what Tana was saying, and I saw this beautiful like sky with puffy clouds and things. And then I remembered from back when I used to work at Hanna-Barbera that there was somebody drawing a layout of a Yogi Bear Jellystone Park, and they put a little billboard up there in the layout, and it said, "Miracle Pictures. If it's good, it's a miracle." And I thought, oh, it's kind of like miracle weather, you know. If it's good, it's a miracle. It really is a miracle everywhere. And then I started thinking about like, what is good weather? And then I realized that some people say when it's raining, they'd say, "Oh, I wish it was good weather," and they don't like the rain. But really, rain is important. And so I pictured this like beautiful, soft rain coming down that was just so pleasant. It was like just a gentle just a gentle kind of stroking the earth where it was needed, just like what some of you have been saying. So where it was needed, it got the water, and where it wasn't needed, it didn't need it. Well, that's okay. It didn't get too much, and so it's kind of like, what Melly was saying about the balance.
Beautiful. That's great. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Julie, so glad you could join us. If you could unmute, we'd love to hear about your experience.
Well, this was fun. An image came up from the time I lived in Mexico, and it was all these elaborate. It's a tree of life. And as people were working on that, the artisans were working on, I just loved watching them because they were so peaceful and calm, and everything was detailed, and it was made out of clay. And it was like there were people there, families, animals, plants, trees. I mean, it was just amazing how intricate everything was. And I was watching them, and they were very calm and peaceful. And at the top, there's always a bird, like I thought of a dove, a symbol of peace. And it was shimmering. Now clay, is like a solid, but it was like moving, like it had energy. And so I was just mesmerized by the movement of it, and it just felt amazing. So yeah, that was really a nice image.
That's beautiful, because I love that you're bringing in the tree of
Yeah,
life.
that's
and
what
how
I saw.
Everything is connected.
Calmness.
Yeah, that is great. That's
Uh-oh.
really magical. Whoops, we can hear you. I don't know if you can hear
I
us.
think we're freezing up here. Maybe.
I think you're freezing up here. Okay, we heard you, and it was beautiful. And I was saying, I love that you brought in the tree of life, because
Yeah.
everything is connected.
Mm.
And it is artistry. It really is. Life is art. No
Yeah.
doubt about it. Thank you for bringing that in. Catherine, what about you? What was your experience like?
Good. I had like a zoomed out picture of the earth, like I was in space, and just seeing things rebalance, the way weather patterns, I don't know intricately, it has to do with ocean currents. We've had severe weather in Australia for a long, long time. We've copped lots of different ocean temperatures, sea temperatures. So yeah, just seeing those rebalance, and the winds coming back to just calming down a bit. So everything just sort of gently coming back to harmony from where they are. And then in the second one, it was that people needed to people need to affect the change. So they were being prompted, downloading information, their angels, their guides, giving them the information that they needed, but everybody had very differently specific things, because some need to take action, others need to intention, you know, like there's a whole different gamut of things that people needed to do. And yeah, and people really happy to get it. And then they were finding each other and just working like big global communities working on it. And then the third one was, yeah, just that really everything coming back to balance and things coming back to life, and, you know, things that have been stripped or dug up or all of that stuff destroyed, just sort of regenerating. And I don't know if the humans were there. I kind of think the earth will rebalance after we're all wiped out, but yeah, it was beautiful.
I'm glad you had a good time. That's the most important part.
Yeah.
Well, I had a really, really amazing experience. I saw this green dancing light all over the earth, and I saw angels wearing hard hats, and they were directing the clouds. They're like, okay, you need to go over there and, you know, head south, and okay, oh, there's rain here. No, we've got enough rain over there. And I've often had this thought that we need to have a pipeline that goes from the areas that flood into the areas that are drought stricken, so that we can just, I mean, the insurance companies you'd think would absolutely love this, because then they wouldn't have to pay for all the flooded homes being rebuilt, and they wouldn't have to worry about as many fires either. And I saw the rivers reversing. So the areas where there's too much water, the rivers start sucking that water up and sending it back over to the areas that actually need water. I saw weather people from around the world going, we've never had weather like this before. They're very unusual weather we're having today. I don't know why it's doing this. We've never seen this before. And I felt rain on my face, and I felt this deep sense of gratitude, and just like I was witnessing a miracle, and it felt so amazing. I saw smiles everywhere. Everybody was smiling and laughing and just so filled with joy. I saw other people joining their energy to ours, and I heard united hearts. Our hearts are united in this cause. I felt this deep sense of love and grace and ease. And I started thinking, thank you, Divine. Thank you. Infinite love and blessings to you, Divine, for bringing us this beautiful, safe, healthy, nourishing weather. We are so grateful. And it just put me into this deep, deep space. I saw the entire earth replenished, and all of the reservoirs that are drying up are refilled. All of the flooded areas are perfectly dry, not too dry. And I saw that humanity is united to save the earth in thought, word, and deed. And just as Catherine was saying, different people have different responsibilities that they are assigned to do. The angels in their hard hats are giving out instructions, and we all come together to make this happen. And I really felt a deep, deep connection with the earth. And from that sprang deep peace and tranquility. That all is well. All is well. So, what an incredible experience. Thank you very much for creating this. Wow, it's going to be fun to see the weather moderate, isn't it? We're good at this. We've done this before. I have no doubt we're going to be making some changes around here.
You know what makes so much sense in a way is, what was it, the Japanese man Emoto that did the research on water, and when it was addressed with love in a small container, then it came out beautifully. So why couldn't that work on a global level, addressing the storms with love and the floods with love?
Absolutely. Thank you for bringing that in, Peggy. That's a really good reminder. Fabulous. Wow, you guys are amazing. Thank you so much for bringing your beautiful energy here today to participate in this intention. I will share the recording with you, and feel free to share it with anybody you know who is stressing out about weather or who would like to join us in intending that the weather is filled with love and spreading love all the way around the globe.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, Elaine.
Thank you.
Everyone.
Love you all. Have a great week.
Much love.
Bye-bye.